Hello everyone, in this video we are going to learn about how to solve quadratic equations. What is quadratic equations? It can be written in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0, where a, b, c are real numbers and a does not equal to 0. After solving these equations, we can have three situations. We can have one real solution, two real solutions, or no real solutions. So how do we solve quadratic equations? The first method I introduce here is factorizing. Method 1, factorizing. So how do we do that? So firstly, we need to write the equation in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. And the second step, we factorize the left-hand side. The third step we used is set each factor equal to 0. And solve to find the value of x. Let me show you some examples to do that. So the first question we have is 6x squared plus 13x minus 5 equal to 0. We can see on the right-hand side it's 0, so we don't need to move the right-hand side to the left-hand side to cancel that. So we just do the second step, that is factorize the left-hand side. So we factorize, get that 3x minus 1 times 2x plus 5 equal to 0. And then we set each factor equal to 0, which means we set 3x minus 1 equal to 0. And another one is 2x plus 5 equal to 0. So for the first one, we can have 3x equal to 1, x equal to 1 over 3. And the second one, we have 2x equal to minus 5 and x equal to minus 5 over 2, which means we have two real solutions that are x equal to 1 over 3 and x equal to minus 5 over 2. There are two real solutions. Let's move on to the second question. We have x squared minus 5x plus 18 equal to 2 plus 3x. We can see the right-hand side is not equal to 0, so we need to move the right-hand side to the left-hand side to cancel that and make the right-hand side only left 0. So we write x squared minus 5x plus 18 minus 2 minus 3x equal to 0. We have x squared minus 8x plus 16 equal to 0, and we factorize the left-hand side. We have x minus 4 squared equal to 0, and set the factor to be the 0, that is x minus 4 equal to 0, and we have x equal to 4, so the solution is x equal to 4. X equals to 4, yeah. For the third question, we have x minus 4, square root of that equal to 11. So how do we do that? In this situation, we can just take the square root of both sides. We don't need to move the right-hand side to the left-hand side. Well, maybe let us see how the right-hand side move to the right-hand side, what will be happened. We can do this first. So that is x minus 4, square root of that, minus 11 equal to 0. And we expand that is x squared minus 8x plus 16 minus 11 equal to 0. Right? And what we have is x squared minus 8x plus 5 equal to 0. Well, after you finding that we cannot factorize x squared minus 8x plus 5, so we can now directly to use the steps I introduced over here. So what we need to do is to take the square root of the both sides. So this one it does not work. So right, another side is take the square root of both sides. So that is x minus 4 equal to plus minus square root of 11. Why is plus and minus over here? We have two possible answers. You can see that since square root of 11 and we squared of that, we have 11. And minus square root of 11 and we square that, we also have 11. So we have two possible answers over here. Then we have x equal to plus minus square root of 11 plus 4. So we get the solutions are 4 plus square root of 11 and 4 minus square root of 11. This kind of special one over here. Because what you use is take the square root of both sides. As we can see, not all the quadratic equations can be factorized. So we introduce the second method. We can solve the quadratic equations. So the second method is using quadratic formula. So what is quadratic formula? Let me introduce. For ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0, we have solutions by calculating the formula. That is x equal to minus b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. That is what we call quadratic formula. So this formula is really important. It can solve all the quadratic equations. It doesn't matter whether ax squared plus bx plus c can be factorized or not. The quadratic formula can solve all the quadratic equations. Let's do some questions. So the first question is 3x squared minus 7x minus 1 equal to 0. So what we need to do here, we need to define A, B, and C. So in here, A equal to 3, B equal to -7, and C equal to -1. And then we substitute this A, B, C into the quadratic formula. We have x equal to minus b, which is -7, and plus minus square root of b squared, which is -7 squared, minus 4 times 3 times -1 in the numerator, and in the denominator we have 2a, which is 2 times 3, right? And let's see. I will check. So minus b, so b is -7 over here, minus that, yeah, no problem. And b squared minus 7 squared, no problem. And 4, and a is 3, it's correct. And c is -1, yeah. And 2a, 2 times 3. And then we calculate it. So what we have 7 plus minus square root of 49 plus 12 over 6. And then we have 7 plus minus square root of 61 over 6. So we have the solutions that are x equal to 7 plus square root of 61 over 6, and x equal to 7 minus square root of 61 over 6. Right? Now let us move to the second question. 4x squared minus 7x equals to 2. So what we need to do here, we can see when we want to use the quadratic formula, we need to have the ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. So the right hand side must be the 0. So we need to move the right hand side to the left hand side. That is 4x squared minus 7x minus 2 equal to 0. Now we can see the right hand side is 0, and then we can define a, b, and c to use the quadratic formula. In here, a equal to 4, b equal to -7, and c equals to -2. And then we substitute a, b, c into the quadratic formula. We have x equal to -7 plus -7 squared minus 4 times 4 times -2, and then over 2 times 4. And let's have a quickly check. So minus b, which is b is here, -7 is correct, plus square root of 4, b squared minus 4ac. b squared minus 7 squared, yeah. And 4 is here, correct. A equals to 4, yeah, correct. And c -2, yeah. And over 2a, that is 2, no problem. A is 4, that is correct. So we substitute into the quadratic formula is correct. And then we calculate it. We have 7 plus minus square root of 49 plus 32 over 8. And then we have 7 plus minus square root of 81 over 8. Right? what is the answer of the square root of 81? We have 9. So we write 7 plus minus 9 over 8. So the first solution, we have 7 plus 9 over 8, which equal to 16 over 8 equals to 2. And another solution is x equal to 7 minus 9 over 8 equals to minus 2 over 8 equals minus 1 over 4. So we have the two solutions over here. Here is a conclusion of what we have learned in this video. And to be aware of that, I forgot to mention that if we want to take in the square root of both sides, we need to be aware that the right-hand side is always greater and equal to 0. Be aware of over here. Yeah. Now you can pause the video and make the notes. Thank you for your watching.